testified that he was told that there was aid had been withheld in exchange for announcing this investigations publicly. He testified that there was a quid pro quo.
Aid was no announcement about any investigations ever took place. The Ukrainians didn't even know aid had been held up at the time of the phone call. So the facts are the facts, and I keep telling you all that those facts will not change, have not changed, despite what some people may say. And Ambassador Volker backed up those 4 fundamental facts in his testimony. He was the first witness called, but he's certainly not going to be based on what we've seen, he's not going to be the first guy called for the open hearing.
If one witness says that there's no quid pro quo, but multiple others says there is, what do you do with that?
We got the transcript where there's no quid pro quo.
Just of one witness, though, and there's others that...
After the transcript come out, even Democrat chairman said there's no quid pro quo. We got the 2 people on the call, President Zelensky, President Trump, who say no pressure, no pushing, no quid pro quo.
Who have a vested interest.
We have the fact that the Ukrainians didn't know aid was held up at the time of the call, and the aid was released, and the Ukrainians took no action to get the aid released. There was no announcement of investigations, no statement, no actual investigation started. So none of that has all happened. It's all based on what someone told someone. I'll read it to you. This is amazing from Ambassador Sondland's statements yesterday. Now, listen to this. Ambassador Taylor recalls that Mr. Morrison told Ambassador Taylor that I told Mr. Morrison that I had conveyed this message to Mr. Yarmak on September 1st, 2019 in connection with Vice President Pence's visit to Warsaw and a meeting with President Zelensky. Now, who in the heck can follow that? Someone told someone that I told someone that someone else knew about this in a different meeting? That's what the other people's testimony is based on. Ambassador Volker, the special envoy, understands exactly what happened, those facts I just conveyed to you.
But there's one...
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.